Data. What comes in your mind when you think of the word data? Spreadsheets, metrics, graphs, ratios. And what comes in your mind when you think of the word advertising? Ad manager, ad creatives, ROAS, meta ads, or Google ads. Well, both of them have something in common, and that is numbers. Numbers are basically data itself. Data tells you where you are and what you can expect from it. And before you start advertising, you need to know about your data. The data and the KPI, the key performance indicators, what you need to focus on before you even spend one single dollar on advertising. And today, I'm going to tell you exactly that, step by step. And we are going to do all of this using one single spreadsheet. No worries if you're currently having ad spend on advertising, this is still for you. Step 1, the basics. The basics include your average product price. From all the products you sell, what is the average product price per unit? For this example, we have $50 as the average product price. Next is VAT or sales tax. What is the VAT or sales tax? For this example, I am keeping it $0. Then we have average product price minus your VAT or sales tax. In these examples, it's $50 minus $0, $50. So this was the step 1. You need to be aware about your average product price, sales and VAT tax, and then subtract it from the average product price. Now we will calculate cost of delivery in step 2. Okay, this is step 2. This is where we will calculate your COD, cost of delivery. For the cost of delivery, we need your COGS, basically the cost of creating that whole good or product. This contains your workers cost, raw materials cost. Here it is 10% of the average product price, which is $5. Next, we have shipping and receiving fees. This is the fees that you will pay to the raw materials provider. The raw material provider will provide you with the raw material, and the transport fees is here the shipping and receiving fees. For this example, I am keeping it at $0. Next, we have transaction and payment fees. This is the fees that is taken as a cut from you by the payment provider, example Stripe or PayPal. And for industry standard, I am keeping it at $1.45. Next, we have pick and pack fees. This is your packaging fees. For this example, it's $1. Then shipping and fulfillment fees, it's $2. And return rate, which is basically percentage of order that is getting returned. For here, I am keeping it at $2 and making it at a return cost of $1. And make sure that you are putting this at per unit. Then we calculate your COD, cost of delivery, which is calculated by subtracting all of these: cost of goods sold, shipping and receiving fees, transaction payment, pick and pack, shipping and fulfillment, and return rate from the average product price. And it is shown here at unit margin gross, basically gross margin, not net margin, which is 39.55. Now, for step 3, we have your unit margin, that is gross, that was calculated by subtracting your COD, cost of delivery, from the average product price, which was $50, and COD was $10.45. So average product price subtract COD, you get your unit margin, that was gross, 39.55, which is 79.110% of your average product price. Next, we need net profit target per unit. This is basically what we ask from our clients. For here, I'm putting it at $7. And if I subtract $7 from $39.55, I get CAC, that is customer acquisition cost. How much you spend to get one single customer. For again, as I'm telling you, this is per unit, okay? So here, CAC target is $32.55. If I change this $7 as $5, my CAC automatically changes to $34.55. And this is what you put according to your desired profit that you need. So I'm putting it back again at 7. And next, in step 4, we will calculate ROAS, return on ad spend. We'll talk about break-even ROAS and new customer ROAS. By the way, if you want to download this spreadsheet, the link is down below in the description. Okay, so now let's talk about ROAS, return on ad spend. First, we will talk about break-even ROAS. This is a ROAS that will actually get you $0 as a profit. ROAS stands for return on ad spend. For here, we have unit margin of $39.55. If we divide 39.55 from your average product price, that is $50, you will get 1.26 as your ROAS target. And here, you will basically make 0 profits. So we divide your average product price from the CAC, customer acquisition cost, that was $32.55. That will give you 1.54 as your blended ROAS, market efficiency ratio, which is you need to aim for to make $7 per unit profit on the return on ad spend of total. Now, if I change that $7 to 5, my CAC changes to $34.55, which will actually make my blended new ROAS target as 1.45. Now, this was the minimum ROAS you need to target or you need to aim for making $7 per unit profit. Next, we will talk about average order value, or basically if you have a subscription fees for your products and if you want to aim for lifetime value. So this is the bonus part we will be talking about, where we will talk about average order value and the lifetime value of a customer. Let's say my customer buys at an average order value of $50 decided before, and then after 3 months he buys again at $60 as his average order value. My ROAS, that is the break-even ROAS, decreases to 1.10. If after 6 months my customer is worth for $80, my ROAS is 0.89, that is a break-even ROAS. You can calculate it up to 12-month lifetime value. And that is what you need to aim for before you even spend $1 at advertising. These are your KPIs, key performance indicator, the ROAS, the blended ROAS that you need to aim for if you want to make the amount of profit decided here. Let me get it back at 7. So to summarize this all, we first of all calculated the average product price, decreased the COD, that is the cost of delivery, then we got unit margin, that is the gross unit margin, and we decided your net profit per unit, here $7. Then we got our CAC by decreasing or by subtracting $7 from your unit gross margin, which came out to $32.55. And at step 5, we calculated the break-even ROAS for your lifetime customer value. Basically, for how much long you want to aim for a break-even ROAS. So this is how you do it. These are the metrics. This is the spreadsheet, and this is what you can download from the link below. And by the way, if you are still confused and you want me to do this, you can also book a meeting with me by scanning this QR code or book a meeting by the link down below. I will see you in the next one. My name is Hridesh Madai, signing off.